Hello everyone. So again today let's discuss about population. That means chapter organism and population continued with the population part now. So when we are talking about population, we are all familiar about what is population, isn't it? This is the total number of interbreeding individuals of a species found in a geographical area who share and compete with one another for the resources, isn't it? So that particular organisms are known as the populations. Now, when we are talking about population, we come across a term local population or DEAM. That means the population of an organism living in a specific area. Okay, when the population is strictly restricted to one particular area, then it is known as a DEAM. Then if local populations occurring in different localities, then these are known as the sister population. And if the whole set of local populations of a species are connected by dispersing individuals, then they are known as the meta populations. Okay, so these are the three different types of populations which we observe while we are studying about the population. Then the study of all the aspect of a population found in an area and the various environmental factors that are influencing the population is known as population ecology. Okay, then next we come to the population attributes, which is the most important part. Now population attribute means all the factors which are somehow or the other influencing the population of a particular area, these are together considered to be the population attributes. Okay, so first is the population density. Now when we are talking about population density, that means it indicates the size of a particular population. Now as you can see here in this formula D, it indicates the population density. N is the total number of individuals which is divided by the area occupied by the population. So this gives us the population density of a particular area. The next factor is the natality or birth rate. Natality means the how many organisms are born. Okay, the average number of individuals that are added to a population per unit time, that is known as natality or birth rate. Then mortality or death rate, this is the number of individuals which are being removed or replaced, okay, which are dead. So those are mortality or death rate. Then vital index is the percentage ratio of natality and mortality in a unit population. So when we are studying a population, so natality and mortality ratio in terms of percentage which we get, that is known as the vital index. Then comes our population dispersal. So population dispersal means the movement of individuals for different requirements from one place to another. Okay, so first comes immigration. Immigration means when individuals are added to a population. When the individuals come inside a population, then we call it as immigration. Emigration means when individuals move out of a population, then it is known as emigration. And migration means when individuals either enter or go out of the population. That means the to and fro movement is considered to be migration. So all these three factors are related to population dispersal part. Okay. Now as you can see in this diagram, this is the population density which is influenced by natality. That means when natality is there, that means population number is added. Mortality matlab numbers are deleted from the population. Immigration, this is also contributing to the number of population. And emigration, here also the organisms are moving out of the population. So this diagram, you go through it properly. Okay, this indicates all the factors which are influencing ultimately the population density. Okay, now after this we come to the population growth part. Population growth means the increase in size of a population over a particular period of time. Okay, Now the population growth is denoted by nt plus 1 equal to nt b plus I minus d plus c. Now n t plus 1 is the population at the final time or at time t plus 1, and nt means population at the initial time. B is the natality, I is the immigration, D is the mortality, and E is the emigration. So these two factors which are adding individuals, number of individuals to a population, we are summing this one and subtracting the sum of numbers, factors which are actually deleting the number of individuals, and finally we get the growth one part. Okay, then next comes the sex ratio. So when we are talking about sex ratio, that means it is the case of females. Okay, we normally find out the sex ratio in case of females as they bear offsprings, and it is depicted as female per 1000 males. Okay, then next attribute is age distribution. Age distribution, here normally we find three ecological ages: pre-reproductive, reproductive, and post-reproductive individuals. Okay, so when we are talking about pre-reproductive individual, that means these are the young individuals which have the potential of developing new individuals. Okay, they will attain sexual maturity and they will start reproducing, so they are the potential source of increase of a population. Reproductive individuals are those individuals which are actually adding number to the population. That means they have already attained sexual maturity and they are already undergoing the reproduction process. Post-reproductive individual means the individuals which are older and no longer they take part in the reproductive process. Okay, that means their reproductive process has already completed. So we get three different types of ecological ages when we are studying about the age distribution. Okay, now based on this we find three types of graphical representations. Now this is an expanding population. That means here the number of this one is indicating pre-reproductive, 2 is indicating reproductive, and 3 as the post-reproductive individual. So in this diagram you can see the number 1, that is the pre-reproductive individuals, are much more as compared to the post-reproductive and post-reproductive. That's why this is an expanding population. Okay, now in this second type you can see that pre-reproductive and reproductive individuals are almost same. That's why this is called a stable population. Here the number of post-reproductive individuals are less, but 1 and 2 are almost same. The third type is the declining population. Here the number of reproductive individuals are comparatively larger than the pre-reproductive ones. Okay, now already I have told you that these are the most potential individuals. If their number is decreasing, that means the population is definitely declining one, isn't it? So based on the age distribution we find these three types of population: expanding population, stable population, and the declining population. Again, based on these three population age groups, we find we can represent them graphically. Okay, and this graphical representation is known as the age pyramids. So age pyramid means these are arranged according to the reproductive age groups. So similarly 1, 2, 3, pre-reproductive, reproductive, and post-reproductive. So when the number of pre-reproductive individuals are more, it is placed on the base. Okay, comparatively reproductive are less, and the top portion, the less numbers are there for the post-reproductive. This type of population, that means the expanding population, it can be graphically represented by a triangular pyramid. Okay, so this is representing the expanding population. The second type is the bell-shaped pyramid. That means here the number of pre and reproductive, both the individuals are almost same. That means a stable population. Okay, so this is the what we call as a bell-shaped pyramid. And the third one is the urn-shaped pyramid. Okay, here the number of pre-reproductive individuals are less as compared to the reproductive individuals, and then the post-reproductive individuals. So this is indicating a declining population. So we find three different types of age pyramids: triangular, bell-shaped and urn-shaped pyramid. Then next is the carrying capacity. Carrying capacity means the maximum number of individuals of a population which can be provided with optimum resources for their healthy living. Okay, that means whatever amount of food and shelter is needed, that particular requirement is given by the particular area for the population. So that is called the carrying capacity. Okay, then next comes environmental resistance. These are all population attributes. Okay, so the sum of environmental factors that limits the population size and keeps a check on the realization of intrinsic rate of natural increase is called environmental resistance. That means these environmental factors, there will be always a check. That means in order to maintain the balance, checks are there to look after these factors. Then next is the biotic potential. Biotic potential means the maximum potential of natality or birth rate which can be achieved when the environmental resources are not limiting. That means no checks are there. So continuously the population will go on increasing, and that is known as the biotic potential. And the last one is the intrinsic rate of natural increase. This is also known as per capita increase in population, and it is the optimum with environmental conditions favoring the maximum natality and minimum mortality. That means here it is depicted by or denoted by this formula. R is the rate of natural increase, okay, intrinsic rate of natural increase, N is the number of individuals, and K is the carrying capacity. So this particular factor, it favors maximum natality, birth rate, and minimum death rate. Okay, so all these are the important points regarding the population attributes. So all you have to remember, okay, basically the age distributions and the age pyramids. Go through it. If you find any problem, then let me know.